Hey yo, this is Rashid Nori, back at you again with another one from King's Court, where queens are raised, kings are born. Today, I want to touch up on the facts and mention that there's a double standard in the lives of men and women, more specifically in women, that just doesn't sit well with men. Because for the fact of the matter is, when it comes to us stipulating our needs, our desires, which entails our standards, you guys have the greatest problem. Like, we're not supposed to have standards. We're not supposed to have desires for a type of woman. We're supposed to just accept you because you're beautiful, or you believe you're beautiful. And in fact, your attitude makes you rather ugly. Granted, I usually start from the beginning of things to the end. Well, this day, I'm going to start from the end to the beginning. Ladies, what in the world is this title you give yourselves as boss bitches? Because you make some money. You provide for yourself. Granted, that's a beautiful thing. We don't really have a problem with it, but we could really give a fuck about it. It's not something that we find to be sexy about you. Not in the least. My question of that being, you wanting to be a boss first. Let's deal with that factor. You wanting to be a boss of who? 9 times out of 10 with that statement being in your attribute, you want to be a boss of another man. But yet, at the workplace, you are a slave to another man, or woman in some cases, because you answer to their time clock, what they want you to do, when they want you to do it, and how they want you to do it. But when you come home to your man, you want to be the boss bitch. What in the fifth world does that come from? Really? I mean, this is why I say you guys are confused. Because you really want a man that will lead you, but when that man who will lead you come, you won't relinquish the helm of this boss bitch. That's absurd. Insane, in fact. Fact being, a man is supposed to lead, guide, protect, honor you with his security. Honor you with his respect. Honor you with his love. Granted, let's not get too bent out of shape on the fact of love, because men, the love that we have is different from the love that you have. So you have a fictitious, made-up belief of love when you in fact don't know anything about love. Because love, true love, is unconditional. You're very conditional. Boss bitch, you're very conditional. And this is not love whatsoever. You will never have love in your hearts. Now, that's not for every last woman, but for you boss bitches. You will never have love, and a man knows this. This is the reason why you will never have his love. You will never have his respect. You will never be able to understand how he maneuvers in this world, because he will keep it from you, because you're a danger to his very being. I have to put it to you raw, and I ain't gonna never give it no other way. It's the reason why I've been called raw all my life. But nevertheless, these are the cases for the boss bitch. Granted, for the woman whom is striving to be a better woman, note that we have our eyes on you. But when you have in your hearts that a man is supposed to bow down to you, best believe he is looking the other way. Not saying that he's looking outside the box to be looking for somebody else. Well, granted, he may be doing that too, but nevertheless, he's looking outside the box, looking away from you, thinking that this is just some bullshit and I don't give a fuck. All he cares about is you fucking regularly. And when you stop that, you have lost all of him. Because you give him no substance. You're giving him no substance. You have this fictitious belief that this man, because you give him the box, is going to stay forever. Give you the ring, his last name, all of that. But you're wrong. Because the fact of the matter is, a man who really respects himself wants a woman who will submit to him. And granted, a lot of y'all, when y'all hear that word, y'all feel as though it's something that is beguiling, belittling. And in fact, it's the most beautiful attribute of yourselves. Submission to the one whom you call your love heart, your soul. Let me give an example. When a child is born, that love is the love you're supposed to give to that man. You're supposed to be so caring to him, so catering to him, that he doesn't see anything else. So all of you boss bitches who wonder, why is it that I can't keep a man, is because you're fucked up. Giving it literally. You're fucked up. He can't trust you. He can't believe in you. And he won't accept your ideals and aspirations of a relationship with him. Now, moving on to the next issue. And if anybody has anything to say, comment, like, and subscribe on my YouTube, and I will get back to you. I'm trying to make it where as though I will have dialogue with you guys on a regular basis, but it seems to be not enough of you who really are paying attention to all that I am trying to bring forward in this message from King's Court. So with that being, I'm going to try to bring forth some other individuals to have sit-downs and we talk and dialogue. And I want to have a chat group that will be available to dialogue with us. Or at least to give us some understanding of some of the things and views that you guys have. Because I feel as though it's important for us to dialogue. It is gravely important for us to dialogue. Now moving on to the next thing. Why are most women triggered by a man's persona? Granted, I mean, I understand for the most part some of the things that men do in light of you. We walk in confusion too. I can say that. Reason being, you guys are not informative of who you are. The woman will only see and accept the issues that a man gives when he's not on his cue, when he has a large amount of money. Why is that? Why do you feel that a man is not worth your time or energy if he is not filthy rich, or at least makes more money than you. I mean, isn't the fact that unless you live in a mansion and your bills are $20,000, $30,000 a month, he doesn't have to be rich. If he's making $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, even 70, I mean, this is bare minimum for the average man. Average man only makes $40,000 to $45,000 a year. But let's just say he makes 60 or 70. And with that being, you will say, he's not worth my time. He doesn't make more than me. He doesn't make $100,000 a year for that much. And some of y'all may believe that he needs to make $100,000 a month. These are absurdities. Do you know that this type of man is very rare? So rare that he only makes up 1% of the man's population. At the most, 5%, all depending on where at. Because granted, in Bangladesh, a lot of wealthy men, because wealth is family oriented. But here in America, we don't even think about striving for wealth. We don't come together as a people. We're so divided. We're so disunited. It's wicked. We can't pool our money together to begin to buy back our communities, to say we own something in our community. We'll buy a house, but that's where as far as it goes. We won't buy up a block after buying a house, because you know there's equity in your home. There's equity in your home. But back to the matter at hand. You guys feel as though that we need to have large sums of money in order to have your heart. Whatever happened to the man who will strive to procure a reasonable lifestyle for you, keep you healthy, love you unconditionally, and keep you safe? Whatever happened to that, sisters? Whatever happened to that? This man, whom you overlook most times because of one of two things: he doesn't have enough money, or he doesn't look the part. Granted, if he makes you laugh, if he gives you good reasoning, if he appeals to your intellect, that should be enough. And then the prerequisite of making enough money to sustain both of you should be the special additive to that factor. And note that this man will, in turn, make sure you're safe because of the beauty that you bring to him, the love that you bring to him. Come on, stupid, you slow down too slow. So with that being, it shouldn't be such a grave issue with him striving to make you happy. But you got to put on this extra added desire to be this princess, to be Snow White. Do you know how ridiculous that is? So they put into your minds at a young age this fictitious belief that you're supposed to have a fairy tale life. You know how stupid that is. We don't live in a fairy tale, sisters. If you look at news on a daily basis, you see how wicked life is for us just because of the color of our skin. Just because of the color of our skin. We could walk out our doors and get harassed by the police and killed immediately. So it doesn't matter what we have, what we do, or what we say. You guys have to learn to accept us for who we are when we are in our right place and right mind. Granted, because there's a lot of us that's wicked and not in our right mind. So I say that with honesty. You have to get your picker right. But you first have to start thinking right. You're not thinking properly. You are associating with your understanding of a man with this fairy tale. And that in itself is harmful for your relationship with a man. He is not ever going to be a Prince Charming. Not one man on the face of the earth is a Prince Charming. Note, we do our best to be all that we can be, but you have to learn to accept the man for who he is, not what you want him to be or what you desire him to be. Granted, the most important thing is that we will show ourselves to you. That is the hardest thing in the world for a man to do. It's hard for a man to show himself to you. I'm speaking about those who I've just addressed. The boss bitch and the one who believes that money is the key to all happiness. It's not. Money do not buy happiness. And the boss bitch will never understand or care to understand how to be pleasing to a man. All she wants to understand is how to get money, to get some clothes, to get all the 5 fashions in the world. But she will not take the time to get to know him, what he desires, what his aspirations are, what his dreams are, what he wants in life. You know, she will not, for the sake of life, try to find out these little things about that man. All she cares to know is that, do he spend money on me? Will he buy me gifts? Do he make me laugh? This is some of the foolish, most stupidest things. Granted, if you make a man happy, he will make you laugh. He will try his best to make you happy in turn. But it's up to you guys. Y'all don't understand that this is significant. Y'all don't understand that this is significant. You have to seek a man's pleasure in order for a man to give you all the pleasure of himself. I know this because I am a man first and foremost, and I'm speaking for the rest of the men who can't speak for themselves. Now, with this being, the whole of mankind delivers a truth. I want to be with someone who wants to be with me. You don't think a man feels that way? Well, I'm telling you now, a man feels that way. We want to be with somebody who wants to be with us. Not the other way around. Not just because you chose us, we're going to do everything to be with you. No. And you got some individuals who will just because they're desperate. That's some. The large majority of men today will not tolerate this type of woman who believes that because she's pretty, she has pussy, that she's going to be someone that every man wants and desires and will do anything for. This is absurdity, sisters. You gotta get your minds right. Focus, understand, and desire the facts of every man. Not just what you think a man's supposed to be, not what you feel or opinionate a man's supposed to be, but the facts of men. We're now telling you the truth. We're now exposing the real of us. It's up to you now, or be lonely for the rest of your lives. Now, see, a lot of y'all say, I don't need a man. Yeah, whatever. If you don't need us, then keep on and see how life continues. I said that specifically to say this. Life only continues when man and woman makes a child. And if you don't need a man, then you'll find out soon that no one will exist any further. Generations will be gone. Now for the LGBT community, y'all have to understand that your actions are circumventing, let me say it again, are circumventing life's expectancy. You don't care about nobody else but yourself. The children will no longer exist if this continues. Life as we know it will no longer exist if you continue. Stop letting your desires from the devil fool you into believing that this is your way. Now you can feel however you want to, but your right in this world is to procreate. And when you have circumvented that, you have gone against everything that your makeup has discovered. And I say discovered because a lot of you, because of your thinking and belief, you don't even understand this simple fact. And then when you do have children, ladies, and you're showing them that a woman is to be the man in your life, what do you think that young man or that young woman is going to grow up to believe too? You don't understand the significance of your actions because you're acting on your emotions and feelings. This is gravely detrimental to the society in itself. We are a losing battle right now, sisters, because you're choosing another sister. Life has to continue. God's right must be adhered to first and foremost over your own. And God has created man and woman to procreate. So stop. The madness must stop. On to the next fact of things, wherewith you will soon have to accept this across the board. You will have to accept this across the board. It's going to come a day when you realize that women in relationships worse than us. You will soon come to realize, see, because a woman knows what you desire, what you like, what you don't like, and things of that sort. She will use that to her greatest advantage. You don't even understand. You just fall in because you believe in this love thing. It's love, baby. It's love. Love is something you will truly never understand, ladies. Because in truth, until you understand God's creation and how God's love is in the creation, you will never know love. Never know love. You will never know love. I'll say that again. Until you understand and respect the love that Allah has given to His creation, you will never know love. I say that with emphasis. So stop trying to fixate yourself on the idea of love. Stop. You're not making any sense. So this is also the reason why a lot of men, when you start talking about you don't love me, you don't love me, you don't know love. So how do you know what my love is? How do you know how I love you? You don't even know what men want, what men desire. You don't even know that. You don't even take the time to know that. So how in the world are you even going to state that you know if we love you or not? You don't know it to say you know it from us. you speculate on what you feel. And you associate that to be with something that we supposed to feel. Well, again, sisters, man and woman are totally different in all aspects. Thinking, desires, feelings, ambitions, I mean everything. We're totally different. So, when a man has desire for you, it's because of maybe 4 things. I'll say 3 specifically, but maybe 4. But the first of the 3 is your beauty. That's the first attraction. The second attraction, is your intellect, your ability to receive understanding, information, and wisdom from us. Third being how you sexually or sensually show your love to us. Granted, last but not the least. Now I say that because we don't think about sex first. Well, we think about it, but we're not on sex first for the most part. Most of us want to know that we have a baddie on our side. Your beauty transcends the outside, transcends to the outside. Oh my goodness. I know. Backing up on the highway. Crazy mother. Shut your mouth. Excuse me, y'all. But back to this matter at hand. Men across the board look for those 3 things, and the 4th one being that you show us care, respect, and grant us peace. You show us care, respect, and grant us peace. Now, I say that with the greatest of respect, because if you're not showing us respect, we will not care about you in totality. We'll care about the latter of the things that I said that we look for in you. Sex. We'll play you for the box. But if you give us the respect and then offer us the peace, we will always stick and stay. We're so simple. Our standards are really simple. Really simple, but y'all give us the hardest way in the world about our standards. Listen, some of us have a little more than that. I'm one. I don't just require those things. I require a little more. I ask that you be respectful of my desires and will to continue in my business. Now, granted, my business, if you are a good woman, will be your business. Because if you are a true woman, you will see any of the shortcomings that I have. You will pick up on that, and you will follow suit. You will make my business, our business, a success. Because as I've said before, a large majority of women today, throughout man's lives, in the background, you have always been ones who make it work See, we make it happen. We bring it to fruition. But you make it work. You make it last. You make it grow. Granted, we could do it. Take us a little longer because we fixate ourselves on one or two things in that. But you ladies see the long road. So we need you guys to step up, to be real women, to be real queens. Now, on to the next. Why do you all think these masks you choose to wear are sufficient? They are not the keys to what we desire in you. They're not. It's a fallacy. Because when you are, when the mask is gone, we have to see the real you. And if we don't like that picture, then of course you're not going to stay no matter what mask you put on. So what matters is what you really look like in the beginning in the first place. Because all else will deter us. I'm telling you. Y'all got to stop fixating yourselves on putting these masks on, this makeup. It's not intended for that. It's not intended for that. It's not your everyday life. It's not supposed to be. Granted, you can put it on when you want to go out to an event or a ball or something. Because of the competition factor with other women, you want to look beautiful and more beautiful than other women. I grant you that. But when you go outside every day and you have to have it on, you say it's for you, but come on now. The reality of it is for your validation from others. It ain't got nothing to do with your man. You know what I mean? You'll say, well, you liked me when you saw me with this. Well, yeah, it's an enhancement. But at the end of the day, who you are really is what matters. And if you're not beautiful underneath that mask, you've chased us away right away. Our hearts went on our backs. It's not in our chest no more. Now we're just fighting the urge to lay down with you. I'm giving you the truth. Like it or hate it. It is what it is. But you do this for yourself. You gotta stop trying to fixate yourself on the European reasoning of these masks. See, the women used to wear those masks to keep their men. Y'all try to use it to get your man. You can't keep a man with it because you're not going to wear it every day, all day long, and sleeping and things of that sort. You got to go to sleep. You're not going to wear it and mess up your pillows or, and, I mean, it look crazy in the morning with it all smeared all over the place, looking ridiculous. Granted, they make makeup that doesn't do that no more, but still in the same. These are the cases that are grave issues. Most of us men have little desire for a woman who is so vain that she believes she can control our hearts by a mask. You'll get our attention, but you will not have our hearts. You will not control our desires and our lust for you with that mask. That will soon dispensate. You best believe that. So, in order to stop wondering why a man won't stick and stay, try letting go of the mask. Try letting go of this boss bitch idea. Try letting go of the fact that a man needs to have money. Now, granted, he should be having a job. He should have his own apartment if he's a man, or his own home. Case being. But stop trying to put a number on a man. He needs to have $70,000 at least a year for me to mess with him. Because the man who has made it, who has everything that he wants, trust and believe, sisters, he is not the man for you. Because he will be the man for every woman that he comes across that he desires. You will not be the only one. You will have to share it. And you wonder why men have desire for more than one woman. Like, you're not enough. Granted, you could be all that he wants, all that he desires. But because we are created hardy, we will want and desire. We will want and desire flavors. That's just innately in us. This is the reason why, you know, a lot of y'all hate it, but God has granted man, Allah has granted man more than one wife. For that very reason. Because we're hardy. I mean, of course, God knows us best. He created us. And he knows you. You desire a man to settle with. One man. It's not in you to have desire for many men. And if that's so, then you're spiritually destroyed. You're spiritually, emotionally destroyed. Because it takes a lot for a woman to take on one man, let alone many. So when you take on many, you know that saying, you belong to the streets. Well, it's because your heart and your soul is no longer belonging to you. Sad, but true. Okay. Why do y'all either work it out? Why don't y'all even work at being significant to the man instead of significant to yourself? Why won't you? Why won't you try to be all that you can be for the man that you choose? Why can't it be mutual? Why is it that a man has to give his all to be with you? Why can't it be mutual? Mutual love and respect is out in the man's heart. It doesn't say that we're equal. It just says that we should have mutual love and respect for one another. It shouldn't be one-sided. These one-sided beliefs that you guys have devised in this book now, because of where I'm at in this area. But you gotta try and understand the significance of mutual respect in a relationship. Everything is supposed to be mutual. See, this is where real love comes from. That mutual respect. Granting of peace and understanding. You guys have to start learning to be willing to adhere to the man, because our place, our makeup is just that. We need for you to be respectful of us, grant us peace, and desire our attention, not demand our attention. This will never work, ladies. Never work. So with all that said, I'm going to end it here to my location where I'm needing to do this event for this wedding today. If any of you need, want, or desire to marry, have an event, check me out. Appetites by RJ. We're the top 5 in all of Maryland. Best believe that. Also, if you're looking for a house to buy, rent, if you have properties you want to manage, I'm your man. Rashid Noree, baby. Holla at me. Also, you see the merch that I wear in some of my podcasts, you know, my live Cop that merch. Holla at me. Support your brother. I will continue to support you in understanding that life has meaning. And that meaning is to be in peace, prosperity with one another. One love from your man, King's Court, Rashid Nori. One love, absolute peace, my brothers and sisters.